Hey guys, Hitman89 here, making a video for buygames.ps, and today's video is for those of you who either have a PS5 or who are planning on getting one soon and want to see what exclusive games they'll be able to play on it. So on today's list I will have games that are only available on PS5. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe for more videos on the best PlayStation and Xbox games to play. Also, if you find this video useful, don't forget to hit the like button to show your support and help this channel grow. Now let me show you the first game, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. And honestly, when I first saw the gameplay reveal, I was impressed by the graphics, but I wasn't really excited to play the game just cause I assumed it was made for kids. Well, I'm glad to say, after having played the game, that I love it. So, the TPS platformer is one of the most beautiful games you can play this year. It feels like watching an animated movie, and I love that it always seamlessly transitions from cutscenes to gameplay. You can choose from 3 graphics modes, Fidelity, Performance, and Performance with Ray Tracing, which is the one I picked because it looks amazing and it runs at 60 frames per second. And believe me, when you get used to playing at 60 FPS, you can't go back. I mean, I tried Fidelity mode just to show you guys what it looks like, and I almost threw up in my mouth a little bit because of the frame rate. Rest assured that regardless of the graphics mode you pick, the game will look gorgeous. I mean, while playing Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, I literally said out loud, "It's beautiful," several times, because this is a 100% next-gen game, which also means no loading screens at all. So on Rift Apart you've got tons of upgradable weapons, which add a lot of variety to the gameplay, especially with the haptic feedback and adaptive triggers, which make each weapon feel and play different. And there are also plenty of cosmetic customization options to unlock. So Rift Apart introduces a new character, Rivet. She's basically the female version of Ratchet. Her personality is different, but they both play the same way. So my advice to you is to assign them different weapons and armor pieces to make them play slightly different. You can also play as Clank in a few levels that are basically interdimensional puzzles, and there are virus elimination sequences where you play as Glitch. By the way, I really love how smooth and responsive the gameplay is. You have a variety of cool moves like teleporting, jumping, dashing, and gliding that you can combine to have some parkour action. Oh, and opening rifts and teleporting, going from one level to another without any loading screens, is insane. But the game is about 7 hours long, so the question here is, do you really want to spend $70 on a short game? Even though personally, I'd rather play an excellent game for 7 hours than an average one for 50. Moving on to the second game, which is intended for a completely different audience. Returnal is a roguelike third-person shooter where you play as Celine, an astronaut whose spaceship crashed on a hostile planet and found herself trapped in a loop. So every time she dies, the cycle restarts and she crashes on the same planet again, but since the levels are procedurally generated, every time you die, you get completely different ones. On this game, you're gonna spend the majority of your time dodging tons of beautiful particle effects while doing your best to take out all the enemies so you can get as many upgrades as possible before you make it to the boss fight. The boss will obviously beat the crap out of you real quick, so you have to invest another hour into your next run and hopefully do this enough times until you memorize his patterns so you can actually stand a chance. That being said, every boss fight has 3 rounds, so good luck. Which takes me to the bad stuff. Like I said, each run lasts at least an hour if you want to get enough upgrades, but 4 updates later, the game still doesn't have a saving feature for when you want to stop playing, like on Dark Souls, you know, a save and exit option. Which means, if you need to stop playing and you don't want to lose your progress, you're gonna have to put your console in rest mode and pray that it doesn't download a firmware update and restart while you're away. I'll let you know in the comments section if they fix this issue. In all honesty, this is my least favorite PlayStation exclusive game, because it's not really my cup of tea, but if you can handle it and you're into this type of games, then you'll find it very enjoyable. Speaking of enjoyable, we'll now take a look at my favorite RPG and my favorite PS5 game so far, Demon's Souls, the remake of the original game that came out on PS3 and started the whole Souls genre. As you can see, it's now a next-gen looking game, especially considering Souls games never really had good graphics. This one is jaw-dropping though, and just like Ratchet and Clank, it's got graphics modes to choose from, only 2 though, cinematic at 30 FPS and a performance mode which looks a tiny bit worse, but no lunatic is gonna play this at 30 FPS anyways. When I first got Demon's Souls, I thought I would get stuck pretty early on and I wouldn't be able to see most of the game, but I really got into it and I looked up tons of guides on how to get the best weapons, armors, what stats to boost, how to beat each boss, and trust me, starting up weak and slowly getting stronger, upgrading your weapons and stats is really fun. The haptic feedback and those little sounds that come out of the controller's speaker made the whole experience even better. On the other hand, some boss fights are still incredibly underwhelming, and that's probably the only bad thing I can say about this game. I mean, that and the silly deaths that will possibly make you lose your mind. Like when not only you have to fight two bosses at once, but they keep on trying to push you off the bridge, and it usually works. It still hurts inside, a little bit. That being said, this is probably the easiest Souls game out there, and if I can beat it, so can you. And I don't know about you, but I usually never start a new game plus on any game, just cause when I like a game, I do my best to finish it as fast as possible before I lose interest in it. I still started the new game plus on Demon's Souls though. I beat the first boss and then remembered I had a life, so I stopped. And I moved on to another game. Yeah, I guess that's my definition of having a life. So, if you love RPGs, you can't miss out on this one, whether you've played the original one or not, cause you won't find a better game to keep you busy while waiting for the Elden Ring to come out. And that's gonna be it for the best PS5 exclusive games you should play in 2021. I really hope these 3 short reviews helped you decide which games to pick. Now, if you don't want to spend $70 on a game, you can get all the games you want for cheap on buygames.ps, the best website that sells PlayStation and Xbox games for insanely low prices, and they're the only ones that offer a lifetime warranty on all of their products. You'll find their link in the description, so check them out. I hope you found this video useful. Hit the like button if you did. If you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe and maybe check out our other videos and see if you like them. It's been Hitman89. See you guys very soon.